That first creak in a brand new wood floor can be shocking. What should feel solid and quiet suddenly sounds tired, and homeowners start wondering if they made the wrong choice. The frustrating part is that a creak is rarely just noise. It can be the floor's way of warning you that something underneath is moving, rubbing, or separating before the problem gets bigger. Most people notice it while walking across the room at night, when every step seems to announce itself. That's usually when the floor stops feeling like an upgrade and starts feeling like a daily annoyance. To understand why new wood floors creak, you have to look below the surface. The visible boards are only part of the system, and the real story is often hiding in the subfloor, fasteners, and underlayment. A quiet floor depends on tiny details lining up perfectly. If the boards are not acclimated, the humidity changes, or the installation was rushed, wood can shift just enough to create that familiar squeak. One of the biggest culprits is seasonal movement. Wood naturally expands and contracts, and when that movement starts fighting the nails or the subfloor, friction turns into sound. Sometimes the floor itself is not the whole problem. Loose joists, gaps in the subfloor, or minor structural flex can all translate into creaks that seem to come from one exact spot. That is why a contractor inspection matters so much. A trained eye can often tell whether the issue is cosmetic noise, an installation mistake, or an early sign of a repair that should not wait. The first step is usually to listen closely and map the squeaks. Walking the room slowly helps pinpoint where the sound starts, which boards react, and whether the noise repeats with every pass. Once the problem area is found, the next question is, what is causing the friction? It could be boards touching each other, loose nails, or a subfloor that needs reinforcement from below. If the floor was installed recently, the fix might be surprisingly simple. Sometimes the answer is correcting a few fasteners, sealing small gaps, or allowing the wood to settle properly over time. But when the creaking keeps spreading, the repair becomes more important. A sound that starts in one board can travel through a whole room if movement and wear keep stressing the same weak points. That is where cost starts to matter. A small early repair may be inexpensive, but waiting can turn a quick adjustment into subfloor work, board replacement, and a much larger bill. Comfort is part of the cost too. A noisy floor changes how people live in the space, making them step lightly, avoid certain areas, or feel embarrassed when guests notice every creak. Confidence is another thing that erodes. When a homeowner hears a new squeak after installation, it is hard not to worry that something was done wrong or that hidden damage is building up. The good news is that many creaky floors can be stabilized before they become a major project. Reinforcing the subfloor, tightening connections, or adding support can bring back that solid feel. In some cases, the fix also involves controlling the environment. Keeping indoor humidity steady helps wood stay within a predictable range, which can reduce movement and prevent new squeaks from returning. During repairs, the difference is easy to see. Tools on the floor, exposed sections, and a contractor checking every joint all show how much of a quiet floor depends on careful detail. That before and after change is what homeowners remember most. The room feels calmer, footsteps sound clean again, and the floor goes back to being a feature instead of a distraction. It also saves money over time. Catching creaks early can prevent repeated patch jobs, protect the value of the flooring, and reduce the chance of needing more invasive repairs later. If you are hearing new noises, do not ignore the pattern. Pay attention to when it happens, where it happens, and whether the sound is getting worse, because those clues help narrow the cause. Even if the floor still looks beautiful, sound is often the first sign that something is changing underneath. The earlier you investigate, the more likely you are to solve it with a simple fix. And if you are planning a new installation, the lesson is just as important. Proper acclimation, quality fasteners, and a solid subfloor are not extras. They are what keep a new floor quiet for years. A creak may seem small, but it can cost comfort today and repairs tomorrow. Taking it seriously early protects the room, the budget, and the peace that a good wood floor is supposed to bring. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more practical home improvement tips that save money and headaches before they start. And if your floor is already talking back, the smartest move is to inspect it now.